Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchak Kodash. Welcome Barakatah Yahweh to another live lesson. Ba'ashem Yahweh. The name of this one is Woe Unto the World. Now pretty much I just have a couple of articles. Actually an article and a couple of videos. I just wanna, put brothers, give them warning about so that they can go and check them out themselves. I didn't put those particular videos in the description box, so you may have to just copy the name of the video so you can watch the videos. And pretty much, this is just stuff that's going on around the world to where these devils are closing in, and pretty much they're going from a voluntary, stay-at-home order to now making it mandatory and pretty much enforcing it. And this is why they pretty much had the National Guard mobilizing throughout America. And really, the world, they're going to do it. It's going to be a worldwide thing. But dealing here in America, they've been mobilizing the National Guard. And now that I'm pretty sure the National Guard is all in place, more or less, now the police are starting to enforce these mandatory, stay-at-home things. And this is called San Jose Police Step Up Enforcement of Stay-at-Home Orders. And when you watch the video, it says shelter-in-place enforcement. And this is what's happening. They're going around and shutting down certain businesses, and eventually they're going to start arresting people, start fining people. And I don't be surprised if they start killing people, because of, the mass looting and rioting that's going to take place, if they shut everybody down and people can't get out to get their basic needs, So this is one, that I ran across today. San Jose Police Step Up Enforcement of Stay-at-Home Orders. So it went from something that was voluntary to now it's going to be made mandatory. And this is pretty much what these devils are pushing for, because they have an agenda. The next video is this individual here is U.S. Surgeon General on coronavirus. It says next week will be our Pearl Harbor moment. And those of you that know about Pearl Harbor, that's when the Japanese allegedly bombed, some ships on the harbor, and this is what gave America the go ahead to go into World War II. And he speaks about it, and pretty much they're telling the people to stay at home, that they would like them to do it for 30 days, but if they could at least do it for 2 weeks, so on and so forth. But notice they're enforcing these laws now, and eventually the people that are not staying at home, once this thing, they make it mandatory, that's when the fireworks are gonna go off. And the next thing I have is an article here. It says coronavirus police can now enter homes to look for people gathering. And this is dated March 26, 2020, year of prophecy. This is out in New Zealand. A few brothers sent me this article, to where now the police officers can actually go in people's homes, out there in New Zealand, to check to see if people are actually gathering together. So what's happening? That means that's what the name of the lesson is, Woe to the World, because people are starting now to, feel that pinch, and it's gonna get as each day goes by, it's gonna get worse and worse for these people, So I just got a couple of precepts. This is, like I said, this one here is in the description box. I don't think I put any of the videos in there, so you brothers are gonna have to just copy the names of these, the name of the video, and then just go watch it for yourself. So let's go to Psalms chapter 60 verse 11. It says, "Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man." And we need help from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We need that great deliverance from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to come and deliver us from what's coming, because the scriptures say this. Let's go real quick to Matthew 24, and I believe it's 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be." So this time is coming. It says, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." And these days need to be shortened, because the way and the manner in which this devil plans on ruling his new world order agenda is going to be by destroying and killing billions of people on the planet. You know, there's no coincidence that they have something called the Georgia Guidestone. There's no coincidence that they're spraying shit all over the place. You know, chemtrails and who knows what else they're spraying. They got so-called these different vaccines that they want to inject people with to make them mandatory, to really fuck people up, man. You know, there's a video that Elder Pastor put up on his page that I saw earlier, you know, about these different birds dying from, you know, this just dropping out of the sky from the radiation that's coming from them 5G towers. Now, there was an individual, I believe he was a Jake, that did a video that brothers were sending around dealing with the new pound, you know, the British pound, and how he's saying that this is a 5G, this represents a 5G tower. And then when you look at the actual bill, this is like silvery, and you could kind of see like rings and stuff coming up off of this, you know, I guess a representation of the radiation, you know. And then he was mentioning how this here, you know, is the coronavirus, which it does look like it. You know, when you type in the coronavirus logo, it does kind of look like it. So, you know, these devils are very treacherous, so I wouldn't put nothing past them. So on all levels, man, we're just being bombarded with poisons, whether they be poisons in the food, poisons in the air, poisons in the water, poisons in the food. And we need the help of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because vain is the help of man. And remember, the scripture said that no man shall save you, meaning no man shall buy you. You know, so we are at the point now where we need the help of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to come and deliver us from the hands of this devil, man. Because this devil is just that, the devil, man. It says, "Through the Most High we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies." So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to tread down our enemies. And this is why Yahweh Shai is coming with the angels to tread this devil down. And the word for tread is bawas. To tread down, reject, trample down. So the Lord is coming to trample down this devil. To tread down, trample of warriors. Because remember, one of the Most High's titles is what? The Lord of Hosts, which is the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of the armies. Tazabawath in the Hebrew. So the Lord is sending his son to do battle against Esau. Because there's no one can make war with this devil. Nobody could take this devil down physically. You know, it has to be a divine intervention that comes and takes this devil down. Because they were set up by the Lord, and they're going to be taken down by the Lord. All right, so now let's go from there to Psalms 121, a song of degrees. "I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help," which is where? From Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. "My help cometh from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore." So this is what we're waiting for. The salvation and deliverance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that is the only way we're going to make it out of here. That's why it says, I'll get this scripture, then one more, and I'll close it out unless the Spirit has me go bring anything else out. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him. So we're waiting for this devil to make his move, you know, so that the Lord can make his move, which, you know, in all actuality, it is true. Any move these devils make is really the Most High's move on the left-hand side. So we're pretty much waiting for the Lord to move Esau on the left-hand side so the Most High can move the right hand and checkmate his ass. All right, let's go to Psalms 124 and 1. A song of degrees of David. If it had not been the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who was on our side, now may Israel say, because salvation is only for the Israelites. The Lord is coming to deal with these nations for the controversy of Zion, for the things that these nations have done in touching the apple of the Most High's eye. It says, if it had not been the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who was on our side, when men rose up against us, and these devils are rising up. It said that the devils come down having great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. They're going to be like madmen sparing none. They're going to come in like that flood. So if the Lord don't stand up for us like he did during the time of Egypt, then we're doomed. So it says, if it had not been the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Why? Because they have that power. And this is why King David said this in Psalm 60 and 9. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Because there's no other nation on the planet that is as strong as these Edomites. And the Lord gave them the blessing of the sword, which they used through their military. And the only way that this devil can go down is by the Lord himself taking them down. And that's why Yahushua said, I will not meet thee as a man. Because remember, we read in Revelation 13 that no one was able to make war with the beast. You know? That's America. That's the European Union. That's NATO. You know, no one can make war with that beast. You know, it says, will not thou, O Most High, who has cast us off, and thou, O Most High, which didst not go out with our armies? See? And that's what we read. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through the Most High we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. So going back to Psalms 124 and 3, then they had swallowed us up when their wrath was kindled against us. And that's the wrath that they're coming with, the wrath, man. They're coming with that dragon-like wrath. And they're going to tear everything up in their way. Anything that gets in their way, they're tearing it down. The only deliverance from this is from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, divine intervention. You know, that's a beautiful precept. Salaka brothers, Psalm KDC Psalms 59 and 8. But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. That's right. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for my power, for the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is my defense. And that's right. That's right. So it says, then the waters, when their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had overwhelmed us. Why? Because they're coming in like a flood with their military. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. So if the Lord didn't step in to help us, they would destroy us all. You know? If not with the martial law and what's coming with the fucking poisons and the radiation and everything that's going on in the world. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken and we are escaped. So we're going to barely make it out of here. The scriptures say that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. You know, it says our help is in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who made heaven and earth. And this is why you have so many trying to do away with those names, Yahweh and Yahushai, because that's a part of the ticket. You know, that's a part of the defense, calling upon those names. And that's why, especially in these times, we're supposed to be invoking those names constantly. Constantly. Let me read a couple of these precepts on the common board. Psalm 77 and 6. Arise, O Lord, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies. Yeah, that's right. And awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. Wow, that's a bad precept. Psalm 7 and 13. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. And that's why the Lord allowed these devils to make those missiles, because that is the ultimate and final judgment that's going to bring down his whole America, Babylon the Great. Psalms 24:8. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. That's right. Beautiful, beautiful precepts. Let's see. I mean, you brothers got a lot of beautiful precepts going up. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Jeremiah 18:22. Let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. Yeah, and that's what the agenda of the New World Order is nothing more than a big trap that they've spread out there for mainly for the Israelites to fall into. John 19:11, Yahushua answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. That's right. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin. And that was in wicked Pharisees in them. Isaiah 43:1, But now thus saith the Lord power that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee, I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. See, and this is the thing, the Lord is going to defend us, because we are his. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. Beautiful. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. Yeah, these navies, this military, nothing's going to stop the men of the Lord from being delivered by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Says, let's see. So, Isaiah 17:13, the nation shall rush like the rushing of many waters. Beautiful. But the Most High shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains. Beautiful. 1 Corinthians 15:52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall all be changed. Beautiful. That's right, man. That's right. Beautiful. Yep, that's an old oldie but goodie right here. Lamentations 3:22. It is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. Wow. Job 9:12. Behold, he taketh away, who can hinder him? Who will say unto him, What doest thou? That's right, man. 2 Maccabees 8:18. For they said he, trust in their weapons and boldness. But our confidence is in the almighty power, who at a beck can cast down both them that come against us and also all the world. Damn, that's a bad precept. Yeah, that's why there's going to be many armies. That's what Armageddon is all about, the gathering of all those troops. And when they all gather together, that's when the Lord is going to make them fight, because they're going to be scared when they see the power and the fierceness in which Yahushua and the angels are going to come within them chariots. You know, but the Most High is going to put the spirit on them to fight. Psalms 9:15, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made in the net, which they hid in their own, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Beautiful. Let's see. Jeremiah 17:18, let them be confounded that persecute me, but let not me be confounded. Let them be dismayed, but let not me be dismayed. Bring upon them the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. That's right. Psalms 9:16, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higayon Salah. That's right, man. And they are snared in the works of their own hands, because that's what's going to testify against them. And shalom to the elders on the common board and Akim and the Akwath. 2 Ezra 8:15, beautiful 8:50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And this is the thing, you know, we've been out there speaking and teaching, and slowly but surely those avenues are starting to be closed down, because they're starting to enforce these stay-at-home, you know, orders. You know, so pretty soon, nowhere pretty much in America or around the world, more than likely, will people be able to go outside together. You see that they said in New Zealand, out there. The police can actually enter now into homes and see if people are gathering in their homes. So they're coming down, with the clamp, man. They're coming down with that stranglehold on the world. Psalms 9:17, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and the nations that forget the Most High. That's right. Verse 19, arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Beautiful. Proverbs 11:28, the hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. Man, brothers are dropping bombs in this. Scriptural bombs in the comment board. Jeremiah 4:7, the lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste. That's right, without an inhabitant. And America is a place that's going to be laid waste without an inhabitant. This is the place that's going to be taken out completely. Deuteronomy 31:8, and the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. Wow, man, brothers are dropping them scriptures, man. All right, so, with that, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, this article here, coronavirus police can now enter homes to look for people gathering. I put this in the description box. These other two videos here, U.S. Surgeon General on coronavirus. Next week will be our Pearl Harbor moment. Your brothers can copy that, or write that out in the search engine in YouTube, and these two videos will come up. If you're interested in watching them, San Jose police step up enforcement of stay-at-home orders, because they're pushing this new world agenda, man, this new world order. So they're not gonna let anybody stop them, but the Lord is the one that's gonna stop them. So with that, I pray that your brothers have been edified. Till next time, I say shalom. But let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Beautiful. Proverbs 11:28, the hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. Man, brothers are dropping bombs in this. Scriptural bombs in the comment board. Jeremiah 4:7, the lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city